When Daniel Croswell died, the country didn't just mourn him, it dissected him. He was a man people loved or hated, rarely ignored, a speaker who filled the halls, a voice that sparked arguments at dinner tables. And when news broke that he had been killed outside a private event, panic spread fast. But the panic didn't last long. Within 36 hours, police announced they had arrested a suspect. His name was Ethan Moore. Young, quiet, no record that matched the scale of the crime. Surveillance footage placed him near the venue. Physical evidence tied him to the scene. He didn't run, he didn't resist. To the public, the case felt finished. To investigators, it felt rushed. Ethan answered questions with empty sentences. He admitted he was there. He admitted involvement. But every time detectives pushed for the reason, the answer slipped away. "I didn't plan everything," he said once. That sentence stayed in the room. While the investigation moved forward, Daniel's wife, Elena Croswell, stepped into the spotlight. She appeared calm, composed, dressed in black, but not broken by it. At her first public statement, she didn't cry, she didn't raise her voice, she didn't demand answers. She said, "I trust the investigation, I want justice." People praised her strength. Detectives noticed something else. She never asked who the suspect was. 3 days after Daniel's death, Elena signed documents that surprised even the attorneys handling the estate. She assumed control of Daniel's foundation, removed trustees he had worked with for years, approved projects Daniel had postponed indefinitely. All of it was legal. All of it was fast. When asked about the speed, she said, "Daniel always trusted me to continue his work." But Daniel's assistant told investigators a different story. A week before his death, Daniel had said he wanted to slow down, step back, reconsider everything. That conversation was documented. Then there was Daniel's phone. Most of the data remained untouched. Messages, emails, photos, intact, except the one missing hour. Calls deleted, messages erased, location data wiped clean. Experts confirmed it wasn't accidental. The last visible calendar entry read, "Private meeting confirmed." Confirmed by whom? No one could say. Elena said she didn't know about it, but forensic analysis showed her fingerprints on the device. Recently, deliberate. Then, a parking attendant came forward. He told police he saw Daniel speaking with a woman that night. Well-dressed, familiar, calm. Before he could give a full statement, he withdrew it. "I don't want trouble," he said. 2 days later, he resigned from his job and disappeared from public records. Weeks passed. Ethan Moore finally asked to speak again. No lawyer, no deal. He leaned forward and said, "I didn't choose the time, I didn't choose the place, I just showed up." When detectives asked who told him where Daniel would be, Ethan stared at the floor. "Someone who didn't want fingerprints," he whispered. That was all he said. Elena's alibi was simple. She said she was home, asleep. Her phone showed no activity, no calls, no movement. Too perfect. Traffic cameras later captured her car leaving the driveway that night and returning an hour later. When questioned, she didn't deny it. "I couldn't sleep," she said. "I went for a drive. There was no law against that. There was no charge." Today, Ethan Moore remains in custody. Elena Croswell remains free. The investigation is still open. Detectives believe Ethan didn't act alone. That someone close to Daniel shared information. That timing mattered more than force. But belief isn't proof. Elena now runs the foundation, speaks at the events Daniel once led, wears his watch when she addresses the crowd. When reporters ask if she was involved, she always answers the same way. "If I were guilty," she says, "I wouldn't be standing here." No one knows if that's confidence or calculation. Some crimes are committed with weapons, others are committed with access, silence, and timing, and those are the hardest ones to prove.